Sup guys, Bjorn here. Today is going to be a really fun video I think. We're taking a look at our heroic Remnant kill from last Thursday. So if you're currently on heroic Remnant maybe, then this might help you, not only from a ranged DPS perspective, but also just from a general raid perspective. And you can probably take some Warlock specific stuff from here if you're a Warlock on the fight. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. If you would like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and leave a like as well if you liked it. Before further ado, let's get into the video. Well, first of all, I want to say that I get that Destro is probably the preferred spec on this, especially for Mythic Remnant. Destro is probably going to be the most played Warlock spec, and even on Heroic, I'm sure that Destro would be logging a little bit better maybe here if you play it perfectly. I'm not quite sure about that though, but after trying the boss a couple of times, you know, our raid wasn't very concentrated here, let's say, so we did wipe a couple of times on this, and while trying Destro on those wipes, and also Demo, I just noticed that there's a little bit too much movement for Destro, especially if you played poorly, and I feel like on just a first kill on a progression, I think Demo is actually going to be better here than Destro, which is really interesting, and I would really like to share why with you once we get into the kill, right? So let's just start off here by looking at it from the pull timer and forward, so we can really get a good look at exactly what I'm doing here. So as I talked about in my demonology guide, if you want to check that out, it's up here somewhere maybe. As I talked about in that guide, the Demon opener is started off by precasting Demon Bolt at about 5 seconds in. So we're gonna see the pull here. I'm a little bit late with the precast, not the best, but whatever. I get my opener off here. We're summoning all of our demons. Soul Rot, of course, before all of those. I didn't get a dog's proc, sadly, but whatever. I'm just positioning, you know, in the middle of the raid, basically. Positioning at this point isn't very important. I got my Tyrant off. My opener is looking clean. The fight is basically the tank's job to debuff these Orbs of Torment here. And you see that when they get debuffed, we're supposed to kill them. So you can see our other Warlocks in the group here, for example. He started Havoc windowing that orb, and that's one of the main reasons why Destro is better for logging on this fight, probably because Havoc windows on those orbs, especially on Mythic, is going to be very good. And there's also a bit more AoE in Mythic, while on Heroic, the only real AoE you get is those orbs that needs to die, right? So the entirety of the fight, aside from that, is single target. Well, Demo is really good on single target, and it's better than Destro. So I figured, you know what, all of our other players in the group, all of our DPS players, they know that those orbs needs to die, right? And they're gonna kill them every single time, so I don't really need to worry about that too much. So I decided, well, let me just play Demo. It's a little bit better in terms of movement, it's a little bit better in terms of single target, and since all of our other players are gonna destroy those orbs anyway, I don't really need to worry about it that much. You can see if I were Destro here, I would not get a ton of value out of that Havoc. You can see one of our other Warlocks got one Chaos Bolt Havoc in, and the other Warlock didn't get a single Havoc Chaos Bolt in on that orb, for example. So that's one reason why I would suggest playing Demo on Heroic. Those things are probably going to die quickly enough for you to just kill them anyway. And this mechanic right here is another very good example of why I love playing Demo. You will see this accelerating later on in the fight as well, but all of those little puddles that you saw there, they are basically AoE puddles that come out on intervals in the fight, and they silence you if you get hit. So having a ton of instant cast spells is going to be super important while dealing with those, right? You can see there I use my Demon Bolt procs to move out of them and still not lose a ton of DPS, so pretty damn important. Oh god, you see there, I mismanaged a lot, and this is one of the worst moments of the fight for me. You can see I'm not doing great damage here, but you can also see that even though every other player in this raid is actually AoEing on those orbs, I'm still above both the other Warlocks playing Demo here, because there's just not enough time for the other Warlocks to get off their Havoc Chaos Bolts on those orbs, because all of our other players, all of our more instant damage players, are just destroying the orbs quicker. If we go back a little bit here, we can see a very bad play by me. you can see I have all of my demons active here. I have my Grimoire, 9 second duration left, Vile Fiend about the same, and Dogs, 7 second duration left. My Tyrant is up in 3 seconds here, and I have my Ruby as well, so I'm definitely thinking about this Tyrant here, obviously, and I think I'm kind of panicking a little bit because I know I'm gonna have to get this Tyrant off, and there's gonna be some mechanics going off. So you can see I do a hand into a Demon Bolt, and now my Tyrant is up, but I'm probably thinking I can squeeze out this hand as well, right? I have 7 seconds left of my Grimoire, 5 seconds left of my Dogs. I'm fine delaying this Tyrant a little bit here. But then these Silence Orbs come out, and I decide to do a stupid mistake standing in that one in the first place, right? And then I just get encircled by orbs that I really can't get out of unless I Soul Shape here, and the play here would definitely be to Soul Shape out and insta Tyrant. I would have gotten my Tyrant off then. It would definitely been way better than what I ended up doing, which was not Soul Shaping, got silenced by that orb, and now you can see that my Dogs are actually gonna barely fall off here. You can see I'm startling my Tyrant channel, and I did manage to clip both Vile Fiend and Grimoire, even though Grimoire shows on the Afternoon UI that it's not up, which is false. My Grimoire is still up. Don't trust your weak Rs, boys. Get real weak Rs like this Demon Timer here. Link in the description. So I did get my Tyrant off. I clipped my Vile Fiend and my Grimoire, but I didn't clip my Dogs, which is a huge DPS loss. So don't be greedy like I was here, and be sure to plan for those Silence Orbs. Now you can see that my Tyrant window is pushing me quite above here, while as the other Warlocks are struggling with this movement intensive fight, and they don't have anything to cast on the move, right? They only have Conflagrate. Well, they're struggling a lot, while as I'm actually kind of fine because I have tons of instant spells as Demo. I have the Dogs proc is instant, Hand is like only 1.2 second cast time, 1.1 second with my haste, and Demon Bolt, I get a ton of Demon Bolt procs, and they're all instant, right? So Demo, really quite nice for this fight in my opinion. In terms of the raid strategy, we are executing it extremely poorly here, but you can see the general idea of it. Two people are going to get these marks by the boss, and they're going to knock you away from the person who has the mark, right? Well, you want to place one mark at the edge of the platform, then the whole raid, and then one mark in front of the whole raid. So you can see here how the mechanics is meant to be dealt with. We get 2 marks here. We group the raid a little bit in on the platform, while as the first person with the mark is standing out here, right? Then he gets dispelled, and he knocks everyone, gets knocked away from him. Then the person with the other mark runs through the raid, off to the other edge over here, and he should ideally be dispelled fairly soon after. He should be dispelled right now, right about now. Right about now. Come on, dispel him. Okay, we're doing this extremely slow here. I have no idea why he is not getting dispelled here. Maybe they're just waiting for it to run out or something. But either way, you're supposed to dispel him quicker. People are going to get knocked pretty much instantly there. So this is why I ended up playing Demo on the fight. I just felt that those silence circles were too much movement for me to effectively play Destro. Like, if I were in any of these here, I would have nothing to cast if I was Destro. Definitely pretty rough. I'm setting up for my last Tyrant window of the fight here. Setting up for Tyrants in these silence windows can be really, really tough sometimes, but if you just manage your Demonic Core procs well, you should do it. You can see here, I clip all of my demons on the last Tyrant, and he's just gonna pump and get the boss down, I feel like. So, in terms of DPS, pretty competitive here. You can see I'm almost out DPSing the Shadow Priests. Am I? I am DPSing the Shadow Priests. Let's go! Okay. I am out DPSing Shadow Priests with Demo, apparently. So, take that with a grain of salt, but still. As I said, I feel like on Heroic, Demo is going to be the best fight, the best spec for this fight on Warlock. If you aren't very comfortable with it, I suggest you check out my Demonology guide. Be comfortable with it, and then you can whop it out maybe on Remnant. But it's also going to be good on Terragru, it's good on Guardian. It might be good on more fights, so it's always good to have a good toolbox of specs you can play. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.